Time tracking is a great way to become more productive by figuring out how long your tasks are taking and figuring out which ones you're wasting the most time. And now we can actually do it natively inside of Notion's database using a new feature called buttons. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so once we've created a blank page, we'll go to the three dots on the upper right corner and go to full width and tell that we're gonna give it a name, in my case time tracker, and an icon. I like this one. And now we're gonna create a database, but this time an inline database. Once again, name time tracker, and on the three dots hide the database title. Once again, time tracker. That's because I like to do it, but of course you don't have to do that, so you can just leave it as it is. We're gonna delete the tags property and rename name for tasks and give it this icon. Okay, so before we do anything, go to new template, and simply just give it an icon. That's of course if you want, you don't have to do that, but I like to do that because I want that every new task that I create, I want it to have the same icon. So let's go to the three dots and save as default for all views. Alright, so now we can delete these three rows and create a new task. I'm gonna create time tracker template, and I am actually gonna calculate as well how long it takes to create this one. So let's go to new and select now a date and name it a start date. I like to use the 24-hour time format. Select, and we're gonna duplicate and name it end date. Easy. And now the new feature. So scroll down until you see button. Start session. Give it an icon. And if you want the button to be named the same as the property, just don't even touch the label. If you wanna rename it, just go to label and write the name that you want. I don't wanna do that. So when button is clicked, let's add an action. Edit pages in this page. Edit the property start date and now, because we want to know the hour and the minute that we're in. So let's try it. It's 1:54. Perfect. And we're gonna duplicate it, and then it's gonna be end session. Again, change the icon. That's because we need to go to the place, and instead of start date, we have to go to end date, and once again now. Now we're gonna dive into the Notion's formula. So let's change the name to time lapse, and the icon, I like the hourglass. Awesome. Okay, since we want more than one conditional, instead of writing if it's to each conditional that we create, we can use ifs. So we have to do this once. Okay, so shift enter, jump line, and do it once again. Okay, so what do we want to do first? First, I'm gonna create a comment, and we want to calculate the minute in singular and minutes and close. So to do that, my bad, shift enter. We want the date between the end date and the start date. So end date, comma, start date, and since we want the minutes, okay, since we want to know if it's 1 minute, to say 1 min, when this, because this is when this, then that. Okay, so when this equals to 1, comma, what we want the formula to do? We want to the day between, end date, comma, start date, comma, in minutes, to show us the minutes. Okay, and how we want it to show, plus space min. Oh, what's happening? That's because it is on the same minute. We can go to 56 to be 1 minute, and there you have it. If it's only 1 minute, so now if it's more than 1 minute, comma, because we want another conditional, date between, again, end date. As you can, this formula is gonna be like the same a bunch of times, so it's very easy to understand. Start date, we want it in minutes, but now we want if it's less than 60, because an hour has 60 minutes. So if it's less than 60 minutes, we want the conditional to do a day between, end date, start date, in minutes, and space in between, mins. Okay, so in session for mins, if we go to 56, it's 1 min, so it is working perfectly. Now, comma, it's time to calculate if it's 1 hour or more than 1 hour and the minutes. So to do that, again a comment just to keep everything like organized and so that we know what we are doing on each step. Calculate hour slash hours plus minutes, and we close it. So the same, we can just copy this. We only want to change, instead of minutes, hours, both, and for hour. Let's see how this looks. So let's say it's 3. It says 1 hour, perfect. And now we want to add if it's an hour and some minutes. So give it a couple spaces, and plus, and we want the date between, end date, you know the drill, start date, and we wanted the minutes because we want to know the minutes between. Okay, so it's 1 hour and 65 minutes. Okay, so the logic will say, well, then divided by 60, because an hour has 60 minutes. What happens when you do that? It's not work. So instead of dividing this percentage symbol in module, it'll tell us if it's greater than 60, it'll restart to 0. And now, once again, a plus and minutes. So now we have 1 hour and 5 minutes. Now, if it's more than 1 hour, let's say it's 5 o'clock, once again, comma, and we can really copy this, jump line, but now instead of equals to 1, we say if it's less than 24 hours, and you just have to change this instead of hour, hours. Easy as that. Now it says 3 hours or minutes, 1 hour. Awesome. And finally, comma, we want to know the days, so comment, we want to calculate day, if it's 1 day or if it's more than 1 day. And I don't wanna know, because if it's more than 1 day, I really don't wanna know if it's like 1 day and 6 minutes. I don't care. So let's close it and let's start. So basically we have to copy this, the first one, it's as easy as that. Instead of minutes you say days, there as well. Instead of minutes you say days, my bad, and day, and see, 1 day. Awesome. And let's do it again. Copy, paste. Now instead of equals to 1 day, if it's greater than 1 day, we want to say days. So if it's 24, and that's the formula. As you can see, it's just a copy paste, but it's very easy. But if you still have any doubts or whatever, you got lost, don't worry, cause I'm gonna create a toggle. I'm gonna name it formula, and I'm gonna paste so that you exactly know the formula. So if you get lost, don't worry, it will be here, and also it will be on the video description, so don't worry about it. Even though it's a very easy formula, it's okay. Since this is the last condition, if you add a comma, the formula will expect another condition, so somehow when you copy and paste it, you add this comma, delete it. And now let's see how much time did I spend creating this template. 13 minutes. So as you can see, in 13 minutes you can create this. That's how you can start tracking how much time you dedicate to each task, and you can easily implement into your own task manager. Well, if the video has been helpful and you've learned something, a like will be very appreciated. And if you enjoy my content and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.